Employees were burned out due to poor work-life balance, 52%. Amount spent on ads by BJP government in Assam over 4 years, 370 crores. Scale of the welfare program Donald Trump is halting $1 billion. Number of pacts inked between India and Mauritius. 8 pacts were signed to boost cooperation in several sectors, including trade and maritime security. The amount approved for development of Amravati 37,000 crore. Region Development Authority has approved tenders for 59 development projects to facilitate the construction of capital city. Will Musk be expelled from the Royal Society? Why are some fellows of the Royal Society in Britain demanding the removal of billionaire Elon Musk from the society? Have scientists resigned over the issue? Why is the society hesitant on being seen as taking a political decision? The 365-year-old Royal Society in Britain, one of the most reputed scientific institutions, is experiencing a crisis that raises fundamental concerns. In 1775, German scientist uh, and writer German scientist German scientist and writer Rudolf Ulrich Rasch was expelled from the Royal Society after being accused of diver frauds. The first fellow of Royal Society to resign over this matter and count more than 1700 fellows. An open letter to the President, currently British statistician Adrian Smith, has been signed by 3,500 members of the wider scientific community. Geoffrey Hinton: is the government stifling the online gaming sector? Online skill-based gaming has the potential to harness programming, design, storytelling talent to leapfrog India. The Economic Survey 24-25 has called for accelerating and amplifying the deregulation agenda and urged the government to get out of the way so that businesses can go about their business. While this sounds exciting, what does deregulation mean in physical terms? How should the government take the deregulation agenda forward? Target areas for deregulation can be found by surveying the regulatory landscape to identify where the heavy hand of the government is hampering growth. Tax imposition. While state governments of Karnataka and Telangana are rolling out policies to promote animation, visual effects, etc., union and state governments are unanimously slapped 28% GST on online gaming. On perceptions about Europe, job prospects, and the Russia-Ukraine war. Central officials hold meetings with cookies or meaty groups. Movement of commercial vehicles on two highways in Manipur blocked by cookies of protesters. For the fourth consecutive day, PM Modi calls for free, open and safe Indian Ocean. Care needed in government recruitment to keep public faith alive. The Supreme Court has highlighted the need for the government to follow absolute scrupulousness in the public recruitment process. US tariffs on steel, aluminium kick in. Parliamentary panel asks Centre to spend more on agriculture, rename ministry. Kanimozi popularized fortified grain schemes, especially in states with rice-heavy diets. European Union strikes back with tariffs on US imports. The EU response would consist of allowing current suspensions of counter tariffs to measures to tariffs imposed by US, withdraw ban on Mirwais Ansari Party's JNK leaders. Immigration and Foreigners Bill not connected to grant of citizenship, says official. The day after Immigration and Foreigners Bill 2025 was introduced in Parliament, a government official clarified that the legislation is not connected with any matters relating to the grant of citizenship. Eighth youth reported missing from JNK, says MLAs in Assembly. Van's wife likely to visit India this month, report sent Taraz Gujarat court to serve US summons on Adani. Lok Sabha passes bills to boost now investments in the oil and gas sector. Oilfield Regulation and Development Amendment Bill boosting investment in the sector. India was the only country where in the reference period of past 3 years the prices of petrol and diesel has actually come down. This has been possible because the Prime Minister reduced the central excise duty on two occasions. The oil bill aims to resolve one of the two biggest grievances of global oil companies interested in investing in India by providing stability in operations both in terms of tenure of lease and the condition. The bill also does not alter the rights of the states, which will continue to give petroleum leases and receive royalties as before. Aims to decriminalize some of the provisions of the original bill by introducing penalties adjudication. In Rajya Sabha, Trinamool calls for short discussion on duplicate EPIC next week. Opposition blames privatization for train accidents. Great Nicobar project government no offers no reply in Rajya Sabha. Design stage of small modular reactor completed. It will take 60 to 72 months for the reactor to be constructed after project is sanctioned. Indian Railways to dig ponds under government's mission Amrit Sarovar. Soldier suffers injuries in firing LOC in Jammu. Defense Ministry BEL signed 2,900 crore radar contract. Video of dog eating human embryo sparks panic. Apar ID system voluntary but activists and parents raise concern over growing mandates. Industrial output growth hastens to 8-month high of 5%. January growth was led by an expansion of manufacturing activity which grew at 5.5%. After Bhartiya Jio allies with Musk's SpaceX for Starlink net services, Montra Electric inaugurates eSCV plant in Chennai. Equity mutual fund inflows plunged 27% on declining stock market returns. Pope Francis out of danger. Georgian ex-president sentenced to 9 more years in jail. Syria's Giuliani expected at Brussels donor summit, and UK police arrest ship captain for manslaughter over North Sea clash. Russia claims big gains in Kursk. Hits kill 8 in Ukraine. US military aid deliveries resume to previous levels. Minerals agreement will give US vested interest in Ukraine security. Rubio. Opposition wins Greenland vote as nationalists surge. Global coordination can trump efforts to undercut climate predictions. Retail inflation at 7-month low as food prices decline 3.6% in February 25. Pakistan train seized 340 freed, 27 soldiers dead. Modi calls for free secure Indian Ocean. US tariff on steel aluminium kick in. EU strikes back with tariffs on US imports. 4.21 lakh crore Madhya Pradesh budget focuses on industrial growth. 1.27 crore beneficiaries of Ladli Behna scheme to be linked with central scheme. Outlay 15% higher than previous year. No new taxes. Aim to increase per capita annual income to 22.35 lakh. Madhya Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister and Finance Minister Jagdeep Devda on Wednesday presented the budget for 25-26 in the Assembly with an outlay of 4.21 lakh crore and a focus on sectors such as industry and agriculture. This is the first budget of the state that has crossed the 4 lakh crore mark. It is about 15% higher than the previous budget of 3.65 lakh crore. The budget also estimates revenue surplus of 618 crore. Mr. Devda said no provisions for new taxes or increasing in existing taxes have been made. Our target is to increase per capita annual income to 1.42 lakh to 2.35 lakh. Minister said capital expenditure is expected to increase by 31% compared with the previous year. 39 new industrial areas will be developed on 14,000 hectares. Announced 58 lakh crore for agriculture, 23,000 crore for health, 19,000 crore for energy, 18,000 crore for urban development, and 19,000 crore for rural development. Amount for urban development also includes 2,000 crore for the preparations of Simhasta Kumbh Mela in 2028. Finance Minister also allocated 18,000 crore for the government's flagship Ladli Behna scheme. He said 1.27 crore beneficiaries of the scheme, under which eligible women receive monthly aid of 1250, will be linked with central schemes like Atal Pension Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. However, no increase was announced in the monthly payout as promised by the BJP in its manifesto. 39 new industrial areas to be developed on 14,000 acres, 18,715 crore for urban development, 19,000 crore for rural development, 850 crore for metro rail projects. Sambal predates Islam, finds mention 5,000-year-old scriptures. Retired UP officers flay Sambal DSP holy remarks. What the recent GDP data reveals, the ECT's changed approach to engaging with critics is a good move. The dangerous illusion cast by development ranking, time for truce, Russia should use the ceasefire opportunity to end the war. Resolving the vexatious fishing dispute, a state with financial distress. Should India focus on its global image or domestic concerns? According to Lokniti CSDS survey, many citizens feel that government's resources should be directed towards pressing domestic concerns. So that's all. See you in the next one.